Another week down in the books, another week of smelling great with another random variety of fragrances. It's that time of the week from our weekly rotation. It's week number 71, so stay tuned. Starting off on Sunday is one that I have not worn in a while, and those of you that follow me on Instagram know Sunday has become hiking day for me and my wife, and I wanted to go with something green, something fresh, something that really kind of said outdoors to me, and that was Mancera Wave Musk. Super green, salty, fresh, aquatic, it's all those wonderful things. This is such a good fragrance. I've had a few people reach out to me since I've been talking about this one lately, asking about where to get it, and I got it from, I forgot what seller on eBay. Shoot, it's been over a year and a half since I bought it, going on 2 years. From what I understand, it's not that easy to find these days. I haven't looked for it because I have a bottle, but if you can find this one for under $100, it's worth it. I want to say I paid high 70s, low 80s for this when I bought it. Might even be a little less. I don't remember. It's been so long, but it performs really well. It smells relatively unique. It's extremely fresh and aquatic. It's one of my favorite Mancera fragrances that I own, up there with Red Tobacco and Cedrat Boisé, with Red Tobacco being my favorite for the colder weather, Cedrat Boisé being the most versatile, and this being my favorite from the house that I own anyways for the warmer weather. If you can get your hands on this one, get your hands on it. It's fantastic. It smells very authentically grassy green, has that aquatic nature to it, some citrus up top, a little grapefruit with a believable sea salt. Damn good fragrance. That's Mancera Wave Musk. And then when I got out the shower that night, one that haven't been wearing, I just was in the mood to wear it, I guess, and Tonino Lamborghini. This is Millennials Dynamic. Smells eerily similar to First Instinct Together from Abercrombie & Fitch, which a lot of you know is one of my favorite cheap fragrances. Yeah, very, very close. Very similar fragrance. 20 bucks at Burlington. Got me this 4.2 ounce bottle. Performance is nothing special. 2 to 3 hours. Definitely on the weaker side. Great gym scent out the shower like I used it. Stuff like that. That's all I really see its use for. Some people may get better performance out of it. I got the weaker side of performance, 2 to 3 hours, which is why it's basically a designated out the shower / gym scent for me, because 2 to 3 hours is perfect because I spend a little over 2 hours in the gym, and then it's about 3 to 4 hours before I go to bed when I get out the shower at night. So kind of works either way for me. And out the shower that night, Tonino Lamborghini. This is Millennials Dynamic. Moving into Monday, sticking with the theme of green. This is one of my favorite Vetiver fragrances, and I don't have a lot of Vetiver fragrances that I thoroughly enjoy. This is Raja Parfums. This is Vetiver Parfum Cologne. My least favorite in this collection, believe it or not, but I still really like this fragrance. The entire line is just that good to me. The quality's there. It's the right amount of projection on all of them. Most of them perform, with this being the weakest performer, it's right in that realm of Elysium, that 5 to 7 hour range where it's not spectacular, but man, does it make up for it in scent quality. This is perfect for those days that you're not going to need more than 6 hours out of a fragrance, 6 to 7 hours. Believable, grassy green, fresh vetiver, a little soapy, some lovely citrus up top. It's very woody in the dry down. It is a beautiful vetiver fragrance. I've never smelled the Homme, the original that this line was based off of. I'm sure it's good. Eventually I'll get my nose on the Homme versions of these fragrances, but the Parfum Cologne line, as a lot of you know, I really hold this entire line in high regard. It's actually right here next to me, that whole stack. These are damn good fragrances, and if you're on the hunt to get your hands on any of them at a discounted price, there's always a link for Vetiver fragrances in my video descriptions down below. And during the day, that was what I went with, Vetiver Parfum Cologne. And then when I got out the shower that night, I've spoke about this one a lot recently, and it just made me want to wear it. Penguin Ice Blue, which is still my favorite in this line. Rocks took a strong second. Rocks being the green bottle, the newest one to my collection that completed this line for me. This is still my favorite. It's a nice woody aquatic type of fragrance. A little citrusy, fruity, fresh, woody dry down. Nothing special in performance. Shower jelly type of scent. Little soapy kind of thing. Perfect out the shower. That's what I wear it for. That's what that small amount of juice missing from the bottle, all of those sprays have been out the shower, because it's pretty much what I've designated this fragrance for. Like 4 hours at best, you know. Weak performer. You can get them for sub $15 range. I actually got this one on clearance for $8 or $10 a while back. It's a steal at that price point. If you see this one and you like fresh shower gel type of scents, great out the shower, trust me, because that's what I use it for. Penguin Ice Blue. Moving into Tuesday is, I can't really pick a favorite in this line because I love all of them. I really do. But this is the one I actually wear the most. Of course, I'm talking about Acqua di Gio Absolu from the Giorgio Armani Acqua di Gio line. You can see the dent in that bottle. This is the one I wear the most because it's the one I have the most juice of, for one thing. And it's just such a good scent profile. It doesn't get much love, but man, I like it. It's kind of like taking Acqua di Gio Profumo-ish, because the patchouli darkens this one up quite a bit, and mixing it with Invictus Aqua, and you kind of get something along the lines of this. It's kind of what it is. So like I said, that patchouli and the labdanum in this darken it up enough to where it doesn't have an incense smell like Profumo, but it has that darker trait that Profumo has, but it has the fruity aquatic nature of kind of a Acqua di Gio / Invictus Aqua. I've heard this opening get compared to Invictus Aqua, and I can get the vibe of it, but not the same smell. But this performs on me. This gets me a lot of good compliments. It has the history of me having it. A lot of these sprays have garnered some attention for me. I'm not saying every time I wear it I get a compliment, but the probability definitely goes up, and it's happened more times than not. Because I don't know if it's just how well it agrees with my skin or what, but it smells great to me, and apparently to those around me, it smells really good. Don't knock this one until you try it. That's Acqua di Gio. This is the Absolute Flanker. And then when I got out the shower that night, it was time for a good shave, which I guess technically I should shave tonight, because I shave every 3 to 4 days or so. I don't mind getting a shadow going, but I had went with Sphinx Beard Caribbean Island shave soap, and I actually shook this up before this particular scene. So usually they'll separate. You'll see the oils and whatever separate, but I shook it up, so that's why it's cloudy and white like that. But this is essentially Sphinx Beard's shave product version of Creed's Virgin Island water. Very coconut heavy, a little bit of lime. It's more focused on the coconut. Smells really good when you lather the soap up and really get your brush going. It's some good stuff. Sphinx Beard makes some really good products. If you haven't tried any of their stuff, you really should. It's a sister company to Alexandria Fragrances. They do have a few original scents, but their clone scents are fantastic, like this one. I mean, a shave soap and aftershave splash for Creed Virgin Island water. Doesn't sound like a bad thing, does it? Out the shower that night, that's what I went with from Sphinx Beard, Caribbean Island. Moving into Wednesday, I just featured this one on I forgot what video topic was the other day, but it made me want to wear it. Haven't worn it in a while. Yves Saint Laurent, L'Homme, Le Parfum. This chrome cap is a fingerprint magnet, but I want to say I went like 6 or 7 sprays, and it lasted 7 or 8 hours. You know, I get decent performance out of it, above average performance. Is it a little on the generic side because it's another blue fragrance from YSL? Yeah, but it's a good blue fragrance. An underrated blue fragrance, in my opinion. A richer, bluer version of YSL L'Homme. Underwhelming reviews for the most part when it came out, and it's not a must-buy, but it's one that if you don't have a bunch of blue fragrances, give it a shot. I like it. I think it's a very good fragrance. It's one of those that suffers the wrath of having a lot of fragrances, so it gets lost in the shovel, and it gets lost in the shuffle because I forget I have it sometimes, really. I mean, I have my stack of YSL fragrances right a shelf down from right here, 2 shelves down, and it's not in the front, so I don't see it that often, but it's actually a decent fragrance that if you give a chance, you'll probably like. If you don't have a ton of blue fragrances, it's a good blue fragrance. That's why I sell Homme. Le Parfum. And then when I got out the shower that night, I just featured this one in an underrated video, actually. And I stand by that statement and what I said about it in the video. With Penguin Original Blend, I do enjoy this one. I always have. It's another one that I don't wear enough. It does have a decent little dent in it. But if you like bitter orange, suede, that type of thing, kind of a pencil shavings vibe, if you will, you'll probably like this fragrance. They always pop up for around $15. Iconic blend and premium blend get all the love when people talk about the Penguin fragrances from this line. This one gets pushed to the side, but personally I like it. Not everybody's gonna like every fragrance, I understand that, but for $15, Penguin does put out some cheapy gems that are worth checking out. You know, most likely when you see a Penguin fragrance, it's going to be a decent fragrance. You're not going to spend a lot of money. They're worth the gamble. They're worth the dice roll to me for your 15 bucks or less if you can find them on clearance. And this is one that's heavily underrated that doesn't get enough love. And out the shower that night, that's what I went with. Penguin Original Blend. Moving into Thursday, this one has been sitting on my little table right here for 2 weeks now. I've been meaning to wear this fragrance. And I kept getting pushed to the side and I'd wear something else, and pushed to the side and I'd wear something else. Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Toilette. I've been meaning to wear this one for a while, and I felt like kicking myself once I sprayed it on myself because it smells really good off of my skin. It smells better off my skin than it does out in the air, even. It's a soapy, iris, fresh type of fragrance. It's lovely. It really is. It's lovely. This is another one that's super underrated that gets no love. There's one person I've seen give it love recently. I know Mark over at Aussie Fragrance. Shout out to you, my man, if you see this. I know he actually did a review on it recently. I didn't see the video, but I did see the post in the thumbnail. Shame on me. I will watch that video, Mark. My apologies. So I know he at least likes this one. Because I saw his Scent of the Day post, and then I saw he did do a review video on it as well. And I like this one as well. I do. And another one that suffers the wrath of having a lot of fragrances. And this one I actually was making it a point to try to wear. I put it out here for the rotation, and it just, you know how it is sometimes. You'll have it in your mind the night before you want to wear a certain fragrance. You wake up the next day, you end up grabbing something else. Something else kind of grabs your attention and makes you want to wear it. And that's what happened. And finally, I ended up wearing it, and I felt like a dummy for not wearing it sooner, because this is a damn good underrated fresh fragrance that's perfect for this springtime weather, because it's not super light and airy like most summer fragrances you would want. It's got a little bit of a density to it, which is perfect for spring. Those mild warm days that aren't hot days. This is great for it. That's Givenchy Gentleman, the re-release Eau de Toilette. And then when I got out the shower that night, I actually wore it the following night as well. It's Kenneth Cole Reaction. This is pretty much what I have this fragrance for. I wear it out the shower because the performance is terrible, but boy does it smell good. You want to talk about a great scent. Synthetic? Sure. Who cares? It smells like you're spraying yourself down with watermelon juice. If that doesn't sound good to you, sorry. Sounds great to me. Myself and the wife love the way this smells. Another one I feel like kicking myself, and I'm a dummy for not reacquiring it sooner, because it's been years since I had my last bottle. I've had a bottle of this before, and it's been 10 years, maybe even longer, since the last time I had a bottle. It's an old fragrance, hasn't been around a long time. 25 bucks, higher end of what I would want to pay for it, which is what I paid for it at Burlington, but I've been enjoying it so much it's well worth every dollar that I spent, even though it's only like a 2 or so hour fragrance. It smells like I'm spraying myself down with watermelon juice. Out the shower, Kenneth Cole Reaction. Moving into Friday, one of my favorite fresh blue style fragrances that I haven't been wearing much. I featured recently in a video, and while it was out, I said, I'm gonna wear that bad boy. I'm talking about Coach for Men, the original. Look, this stuff has gotten me plenty of compliments. I've had this bottle for over 2 years, and it's got a decent little dent considering the size of my collection. That's actually quite the dent. Spray it again. it performed pretty well on me this time. I could still smell the suede note going into the 7-hour mark, which is a bit better performance than I normally get. I normally get about 5 or 6 hours. I got about 7 hours this time. The pear and that ambroxan, salty ambergris type of smell that this one has with the kumquat and the fruits and everything up top. This is a beautiful fragrance. Very aromatic, very fresh, very blue. Very blue, even though not the color of it. It doesn't have to have a blue bottle to be a blue fragrance. It's a style. Blue fragrances is a type of fragrance, essentially. It's a label that a fragrance gets. And this one fits that label very well. It's underrated. Had hype years ago and doesn't really have much hype left. A lot of people still wear it because it's such a good fragrance and you can get them so cheap. Sub $40 range will get you a 100 ml. Sub $30 range will get you a 60 ml like this. And it's worth owning. It's versatile as long as you like ambroxan type of fragrances, as long as you're okay with that. You like that note, which I do. This has ambergris, the ambergris, amberwood type of smell, which is essentially just ambroxan. This smells like that, but it's a damn good version of it for sure, in my opinion. Synthetic, yeah, but good synthetic. That's what I wore, was Coach for Men. And then when I got out the shower that night, like I said before, 2 nights in a row, Kenneth Cole Reaction. Nothing extra to say that I didn't say a few minutes ago. Finally, on Saturday, you know, if I had to pick one fragrance that's synonymous with me and my channel, it would have to be this fragrance more so than any other. There's a few others you might think of me when you see, but if you've watched my videos before, when you see Aqua Rush Blue from Salvatore Ferragamo, I'm pretty confident you think about me. I've been raving about this one for a few years now, because it's one of my favorite fragrances. It is my favorite blue fragrance. Until First Instinct Together came around, it was my favorite cheap fragrance. I'm still not sure if that one took this one's crown yet, but it's coming pretty close. I really like that one. I got a few bottles of this. I got several bottles of that. But this is just so good to me. You know, more times than not, I see posts and like in my fragrance group, for example, TLTG Reviews Fragrance Lounge, link down in the link tree below if you wanna come join. But every time somebody posts something about this, they blame me for buying it and all this other stuff. And we have some fun with it, and I appreciate that. I really do. I'm glad sometimes my advice or something I say in a video might guide you to a great bargain on a great fragrance, which I think this is. This is like the pound for pound king of cheapies in my opinion. I love this stuff. Does everybody like it? No, just like with all fragrances, but I'm starting to think if I had to only have one fragrance, it might have to be this fragrance, because it can really do it all for me. It works in every season, every situation. It performs well on my skin. It smells fantastic. It gets compliments. It literally checks every single box for me for a fragrance. And that's why I show it so much love. And that's why it's one of the bigger dents I have in a bottle. So I just love this stuff. Saturday, Aqua Rush Blue from Salvatore Ferragamo. And then when I got out the shower, was an interesting one. And when I say that, it's because I haven't worn it in a long time. It just sits in its box in the back on a shelf. I'm talking about Nautica Aqua Rush. This one pops up like crazy at the main Burlington that I go to. It's always out there. I'm trying to remember if it's passion fruit or dragon fruit. It's one of those two types of fruits. That's the prominent fruity note in here. Very fruity, aquatic, but more fruity. Very, very fruity scent. It smells great. Just does. You can get them for $15-ish, 15 to 20 bucks, and they're worth it in my opinion. A little bit better than below average, bordering that average performance realm, 4 to 5 hours, which for a Nautica fragrance is actually pretty good. And this one just smells really good. It's fruitier than everything else that Nautica puts out, because I can't remember if it's dragon fruit or passion fruit. It's one of those two. Feel free to check up the note breakdown or say it down below in the comments, but it's actually a decent cheapie, and one that, shame on me, I haven't been wearing lately, but just I was looking for something to grab for out the shower. I saw the box. I said, yeah, why not? And out the shower that night, on Saturday, I went with Nautica Aqua Rush. Well, that's the rotation for week number 71. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. What did you wear this week? You know the routine if you've been here before. Let me know down in the comments what your rotation looked like. I love reading stuff like that. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of the fragrances featured in this video, you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.